Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Empower Your Amazing Life Story, Embracing Our Wholeness and Expanding Our Horizon YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Martinez, and today's podcast is Honor Your Story, Empower Your Life. I like to review the podcast that has been the theme for 2019. And we started with the setting of our goals and resolutions for 2019. And we went on honoring our blocks and limitations and, embracing our uniqueness, which is our own life story. And instead of feeling guilty or regrets through the choices we made, my perspective of owning and honoring your story is about embracing all the ups and downs. There's a healing process in that embrace. And of course, respecting our own inner voices that helps us learn more about all the abilities and skills that are innate in us. And through the programs, I think I talked about this in the show number 3 and continue to it, because there's a reading of Edgar Cayce. And if you haven't heard of Edgar Cayce, I would suggest to go to his website, www.edgarcayce.org. There's a wealth of information on Edgar Cayce and the readings, especially because the readings are so powerful still today. And he gave this reading that it seems as if he knew we would be struggling with social media. Let us not worry about what others are doing, apparently in opposition to our purpose. But let us look rather to what we ourselves are doing in relation to our purpose. If we fulfill our purpose to the best of our ability, then others seeing will take hope also. And at the core of that, the last program I talked about core values. And I do hope that you all checked out the link I put in that YouTube program. It's an awesome little article on how to work with your core values or identify the core values. And I even talked about how safety and family were core values of mine. Well, since the last time that I gave a podcast, it's been a few weeks, I think 2 weeks. And I've been working with that article, working with the values, and to discover another aspect of working with values. And I'm talking about it now because it really was an insightful aha moment for me when I took and looked at values from a perspective of what are the values that are listed here in this exercise that I did not circle, that I didn't automatically vibrated to it. And then I expanded into, let me see if there's a theme of these values. If I would just do the same exercise of what the article suggests, circle the ones that are attracting to you, and then create them 5 columns on themes. And then you would work with that theme, that core value. Well, to my surprise, when I did the same for the ones that had not been attracted to me, or I didn't resonate quickly to them, I started to also see a theme. In my case, there were 4 of them, 4 themes. And hold and behold, when I looked at them, it's exactly the fears that I have been working with, and I had been conscious of, that I've had weaved in through my whole life story. And so it's a powerful exercise. I really encourage, I will put the link again under this uh, podcast so that you can click to that article. It is not mine. It's an article that a friend of mine sent it to me, and I truly believe it's an awesome practical exercise you can start with. First of all, you can do the exercise as it says it, core values, and then you can try the other suggestion, which a good friend of mine suggested, and looked at the ones that you did not were attracted to, and look and see the hidden message of it. Because the hidden message for me was that these are the ones that are running in my background. It's running in my unconscious, and making them conscious, making me aware that I had run away from them and not valuing them has made my choices a lot of times come from fear, or I have been frozen in time, let's say, of inaction because of those fears. They're tied to a value system or a group of values that I have been shying away from. And so it's been a very interesting process. As I said, I don't know if you had heard me before, but everything I share from really my own trials and tribulations, from my own testing them, from my own experience, because sharing for the sake of sharing really does not have any meaning for me. As we were talking about this reading earlier, connecting to your purpose. And by purpose, since I started 20 years ago as a hypnotherapist, um, and I certified in life between life regressions, and I found that there was something that imprinted in me when I went through those recalling moments or remembrance. At a soul level, I was like a little kid wanting to just share the bounty of God, share the way home, share that we are connected with something greater than ourselves. And that has been the theme behind all of my decisions and all of my choices, conscious or unconscious. So when I started this podcast, I share from the space of my purpose. I share from the space of, if it has not been meaningful for me, I may share something, but I also will be genuinely honest with you. If I have tried something and it has worked for me, I also will share it with you and let you know what were the outcomes for me. But yet, always open that, one of the main theme that carries in my life story when I did Empower Your Amazing Life Story. Remember, that's a program I offer. And I offer it because it's what I walked. It's not my talk, but it's my walk. It's all the work that I assimilated, integrated in my whole 20-year process and journey, and helping others, and at the same time finding what works for me, and finding that everything isn't within our story. If you really take a moment to go deep into your story, to look at your story as if you're the script writer, director, and producer of that movie, you are able to activate so many hidden jewels, gems. They're waiting for you to just activate. It's really a very powerful journey. And that is the sharing. From that place of sharing is I come to create these podcasts and working with all these different themes and topics. So I really would encourage you to go to core values and examine your core values. Guess what I found? My core value of safety and family that I had just talked in the previous podcast was really not my own value. It really was the values of my childhood, the values that were very good to me. They really helped me along my journey. But at the core of those values was my childhood, my experiences. And they were core values that came from my parents and their experiences. And a lot of times that's what happens. We are shown, right, a journey as we're growing up, as we're trying to make sense of life, as we're a child and then an adolescent. And we start taking from the outside in because we don't know yet our gems that we have inside of us. So we're taking from the outside in. And in doing that, we attach our values, we attach belief systems that truly, when we really examine it and we go to the root of them, they were not really your core values. It's not my core value per se. Doesn't mean that I don't have it. Safety and family is part of me, but that doesn't mean that it has to be my number one and two or my number one values. I can respect it, I can honor them, I can integrate them, and I can still honor them, but still open to understanding where I am right now in my present moment and what core values I'm working with at this moment. And if I am expanding and um, growing as a human being and as a soul, then my core values will also expand. My core values may just not necessarily have to be one or two. My core values could expand depending on the circumstances, the environment I am. Let's just say exactly, if I'm in with my family, I may be touching into my values of family. Yet if I am in a new project, a new endeavor, I'm probably better at tapping into the values of the adventure, the risk taking, the being bold, the being passionate and dedicated, because I'm going to need all those qualities of those values to sustain in this new adventure. So you see, values starts to expand as you grow. And as they expand, you start expanding your awareness that you're more than just one or two values, that you have much more within you. It's those hidden treasures we start finding as we take some time to really dive into our own story. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, I'm going to put in the link to the article. I invite you to do a little bit of exercise on what are the values that resonate with you at this time in your life, at this present moment. What are the values that are resonating for you? Or you can just close your eyes. You don't even have to go to an article. You can just close your eyes, go into a meditation, balance yourself, and ask yourself just that question. What values are coming for you that is at the heart of your decision making? What values guide you consciously and unconsciously? And so that you can honor them in a way that you can observe them each and every day. How those values pop in your decision making, as mundane as is the daily routine of waking up and going to work. and how those values affect our decisions within our own jobs and our own interaction with others and interaction with our family. Because let me tell you, those values are running there like a silent program in our humanness, what I call humanness, right? So we are always looking at habits and belief systems and not giving enough importance to our values. There's uh, so much there for us to honor and understand. And when we are able to do that, when we're able to embrace the wholeness of our complexity within ourselves, we start to really activate that self-healing, that ability to love self with compassion and empathy, and thus give out that same type of vibration. Thank you very much for listening for this podcast. I'm still I'm trying to do one every week, but like all of us, we go into our schedules and sometimes there's conflicts on being able to do a podcast every week for me. Because like I said earlier, I do like to share from a space of connection and meaningfulness from my side. And I don't just want to schedule a podcast to share just for the sharing. So hopefully I'll be doing another podcast soon. I'm thrilled right now as I'm processing and working on Empower Your Life, a transpersonal life coaching and mentoring group membership. If you want to know more about it, just go to www.mercymartinez.com/EYALS membership offer. And I will put the link down also. And it's a great program. It's been a few years trying to see how I could put Empower Your Amazing Story program, which is a transpersonal process of coaching and mentoring, and in a way that no matter where you are, you can access it in a way that is effective and efficient, because it's not pre-recorded package courses, but it's an interactive. And so I have finally found the format that I can do that. And that would be in a monthly live video conference call that it will be recorded, but it's live. So that each month you get the opportunity to delve into your own amazing life story and engage, activate, ignite your own innate abilities and skills and well-beingness, right? So talk to you soon. Hope you have a wonderful week and see you soon.